Hi guys. So this is my plan video for the Year of Whips challenge, and the Year of Whips is being hosted by Melanie Watkins, the Soulful Stitcher, and her Facebook group, Soulful Stitching Sisters, and the details are on her FlossTube channel, which I will link both the group and the FlossTube channel below. The idea of the challenge is to clear out some of your old whips and make some good progress on them, finish them, clear them out, make room for new starts, new whips, new things, and also to just encourage each other and motivate each other and make friends. So part of the challenge is to have a postcard pal, and my postcard pal is Joy. Hi, Joy. I'm going to show you what I'm going to work on. The challenge starts October 1st, which is in about 2 weeks, and it goes until the end of 2017. So, you're supposed to have, I guess, between 10 and 15 whips. I see people who have 30. I see people who have, less than 10. I ended up with about 15, because if y'all watched my whip video from a few months ago, I have a lot of whips. So I'm going to try to, these are some of the smaller ones, and are close to finishing, easy to finish, and so I'm going to try to clear these out, because most of them have been sitting in my stash for a very, very, very long time. There's a couple in here that are old enough to graduate from high school. So, or I think there might be one or two that are old enough, almost old enough to graduate from college. So, here we go. I'm going to show you what I'm going to work on. And here we are. I'm going to show you my top priorities first. I have 3 whips that I want to finish this year. I do not want to carry them into 2017, and these are the ones that I'm currently working on, so if you watch my monthly updates, you already know what they are. The first one is the Simple Life Sampler, and this was designed by Nancy Rossi, and it was published in the January-February 1993 issue of Cross Stitch and Country Crafts magazine. So I was hoping to finish this month, actually. Seeing that I've barely touched it and we're halfway through, I don't think that's going to happen. But I am hoping to finish this year. This is where I am on it, and you'll see I don't really have that much left. I have to finish the right side of the sky here. You can see I've done the left side and I have the blue border on top of it. But I need to finish the right side of the sky and put the border on it. I need to backstitch all that seam there. There's some quilt squares that go on the top here, and there's a row of quilt squares on the bottom, and there's a little more work in the border, and you can see there's a place right there to personalize it where it says hand stitched. I need to put my name in there. And that's all that I really have left to do. I don't really have that much left to do, so there's not really any reason why I shouldn't be able to finish it this year. And I am aiming to do that. I started this in 1998. It might have been 1997. I think it was 1998. And it's been hanging around for a long time. I actually hadn't touched it since 1999. I remember working on it my last semester in college, or my second to last semester in college. And I pulled it out again earlier this year because a woman who I think posts on FlossTube as B Flossie posted her whip, and I was like, hey, I have that whip. And she asked me to stitch along with her. So I pulled it out, and I'm hoping to finish it. My next whip is another one that I'm hoping to finish in October. This is my work project. And this is another one. If you watch my updates, you've seen this a lot. I don't really have the page with a good picture on it handy here, but you've all seen this all over the place. Everybody's working on it. I just saw it on Bonnie's video. Blackwork Hummingbird, and this is by Valentina Sardou, and it's from the issue 231 of the World of Cross Stitch magazine. And if you haven't been to Valentina's website, AdjaCyPress.com, go over there, because she's got amazing designs. She's got blackwork, and she's got another design that's similar to this with a ladybug on it, and she's got all kinds of beautiful birds and blackwork, and just, it's gorgeous. Everything she has on there is beautiful. In fact, I'll link it below, AdjaCyPress.com. And here's where I am on it. I always got to think about which way's up and down on this. But this is where I am. So you can see I have the blackwork almost done. I'm aiming to finish the blackwork this month. This is my work project, so it only gets a couple of hours a week. I only get about 30 minutes at lunch. So it gets maybe 2 hours a week. I've got almost all of the leaves done. I just got to do... let me fold this in half. That'll be easier. I've just got to do this last leaf here that's on top of the stem. Got to do the stem. Got to fill in some more bits here in the center of the flower. And there's some more stitches to fill in here in the blackwork. So I'm hoping to finish that by the end of September. And then in October, I hope to put the bird in, and I'll be done. So there's my blackwork hummingbird. This I started, let me not lose this needle. I started this last year. The magazine came out in August of 2015, and I started it when it came out. So this whip isn't that old. Let me just put this needle in here so I don't lose it, or so I don't step on it. And just as a side note, this whip is now living in my bag that I bought from Now. I love these bags, although they're really hard to get. Alright. My next whip has been it was my top stitching priority for this year. This is the one that I absolutely wanted to finish this year. I still want to do that. It's kind of gotten pushed to the side a little bit in favor of the hummingbird and the Simple Life Sampler. But I still really want to finish it this year. It is Mains of the Seasons 1 by Mirabilia. And I started this also when it came out. It came out in 2004. I started it shortly after that. And I pulled this out. I started it and I worked on it for a little while, and then I put it away in 2004, and I didn't pick it up again until last year. And I've been working on it for about a year. I think I picked it up last June. I've been working on it on and off for a year. I've made a lot of progress on it. And I would like to finish it this year. So this is where I am on it. I have Spring in her dress almost done. You can see that there's a big hole in her dress here that I have to finish filling in. It's mostly, I think it's mostly 38, what's that color? 3865, that off-white color. I think it's mostly that color and beads. And then I have Summer's dress. I have to finish this outside strip. I have to finish this outside strip on her dress here, and I have to finish the train, and then I have to do their feet and legs and the border and the beading. So I still got a ways to go, but I've made a lot of progress. When I pulled it out, all I had done was I had like half of spring done. I think I had her done to about here, and I had summer's hair and skin done, and a little bit of the border. I had some of the top border in. So I'm still hoping to finish that this year. I'm starting to run out of time, so we'll see. But I would like to finish that this year. Oh, and I'm not very good about telling you guys this stuff. I know some people are really good at it. I'm not very good about it. But I will tell you that I'm stitching this on 28 Count Impressionism by Sugar Maple Fabrics, which is unfortunately no longer in business. And I think she designed it just for this piece. It's blues and pinks and purples. It's beautiful. A little bit of green. Yeah, it's beautiful. It suits the piece perfectly. So that's what I'm stitching it on. I kind of regret that I didn't get a big enough piece to do all 4 of them on, or that I didn't get a second piece to do the other 2 on. I'm not really sure what I'm going to do about that. So, there's whip number 3. Okay, the rest of these are in the order that they're stacked here. There's no particular order. I'm not sure I'm going to get to all of these, but I'm hoping that I will finish some of them, get to some of the others. This is a whip that I started in, I think in like 2003 or 4. This is called Prayer 16th Century, and it's by the California Stitchery, which I think has changed its name to the Crafty Needle. And they have a website, thecraftyneedle.com, and they do a lot of Jewish themed stitchery and Jewish apparel, like prayer shawls and other Jewish apparel for bar mitzvahs and for prayer shawls and other like that. And this is where I am on it. This has been sitting for a very, very, very long time. This is where I am. This is just on white Monaco, I think. And you can see I've got the rabbi done there. I've got the worshiper done. I think this person down here in the corner that's reading the prayer book, I think that's called the Aliyah. And so I have part of the menorah done. So I still got a ways to go on this. Got a little bit of a floor, but yeah, there's a lot left on this, and it's been sitting for a long time. I think that I got I think when I stopped working on it, I had gotten overwhelmed with all this black right here under the menorah and all this black at the top. I think I had gotten overwhelmed with all those big blocks of solid black. And so I put it down. But I really would like to finish it. This piece is kind of on the bubble. I don't know that I'm going to really get to this. This is by Heritage Stitchcraft, their Silhouette series, and it's called Winter Shoes. I love this series. They have the whole series, and they're all in these sepia tones, and they all look like very early morning scenes, like at dawn, and they're just different scenes of horses and life on a farm, life in the country. So this one is winter shoes. I think I started this on a whim. I was looking for a new start. I don't know what I was doing. I started it on a whim. I worked on it for one day. Let's see if I can tell which way's up. I'm guessing that this way is up, judging by where my thread is. I don't remember when I started this. Sometime in the mid-2000s, probably. I don't know. And this is just the fabric that came in the kit. So, we'll see if I get to this. I'm not sure that I will. But it's a good candidate, so I put it on the list. This is my oldest whip. The Simple Knife Sampler is right behind it, but this is my oldest whip. I started this in high school, which I think I started it like in 1994 maybe. And this is, and you can see it's coming apart down here, but this is Victorian Village Ornaments by Janlin. And it's a series of 12 ornaments, or a set of 12 ornaments. And it's a village. They have the village store, and they got the candy store, and they got a church, and they got a firehouse, and they have a schoolhouse right here, and they have the lighthouse. Where's the lighthouse? There's the lighthouse. And then they've just got some neighborhood houses here, Victorian houses. The gazebo. So I would like to finish this next year. This is where I've gotten on it. I probably haven't worked on this since 1995. But I finished the candy store, and I finished this yellow and blue house. And I've started on the firehouse. And that's where I am. This is being stitched on perforated plastic. And I would like to finish these. I think that I might do these like one a month. They're a little bit time consuming. They have a lot of backstitch in them. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to keep up with one a month, but we'll see, because I would like to finish them. This is from 2002 or 3 or 4. I remember it being linked to a trip to Ohio somewhere. My family lives in Ohio. My mom's family lives in Ohio. And I remember it being linked to staying at my grandmother's house or a plane trip or something. And my grandmother died in 2005, so this is from some time before that. I think the last time I was in Ohio was her funeral. So, this is Bent Creek Summer Arches. And this is where I am on it. Not very far at all. That's the watermelon in the center. And I am not very far on this at all. And it's being stitched on probably the called for fabric as some sort of neutral linen. So, Summer Arches. I've been saying for the last 2 or 3 years, I'm going to finish this year, I'm going to finish this year. I haven't touched it. So, it's on the list, and this is one of the pieces that I hope to finish. Because it's not that big, it's not that complicated, and I think it's a little bit ridiculous that it's still sitting here, like, barely started. So, I hope to finish that piece. My next piece is, this is also from, is there a date on here? This is also from sometime like 2002, 2001, 2003, something like that. This is the Shabbat table topper from Dutch Treat. And I started this sometime in the early 2000s. And I've done the design, you know, there's two there's square designs. There's the design with the menorah and the design with the Torah and the Star of David, and you do each one 4 times. And then there's an inside border and an outside border. And so I have done one repeat of both of the squares, and I've done a little bit of the border. And I think what happened to this piece is I do not like this fabric. This is Ann cloth, and it's scratchy, and I don't really like the fabric. But it's not that complicated. It wouldn't be that hard to finish it. So I would like to finish it. I do have a concern. It got dirty. You can see right there. I don't know what happened to it. I don't know what that is. I don't know how it got there. So I hope it comes out. This piece is not going to be a finish. I can tell you that right now. I'm not going to finish it next year. But it was on my list for next year. And so it was on my list before I started this challenge. I'm going to keep it on my list. I'm going to make some good progress on it, I hope. But it's not going to be finished. My mirror for this year has been Maidens of the Seasons. My mirror for next year is going to be Savannah's Curtsy. And I started this, I think, in 2005 or 6. And where I am is there. She doesn't have very much of her face showing because she's got her head down and to the side. But I've done her what shows of her face and her arm and some of her dress. What really intimidates me about this piece is all that white in her skirt. So that's how I ended up doing her arm, is I wanted to be able to get out to the white and start chipping away at the white. The next piece, I think I started like in 2003 or 4. Notice a theme here. This piece, we used to have a group here, and I told this in I told this story, I think in my whip video, where I showed all my whips. We used to have a group here in Southern California that would get together every few months. And one of the girl who hosted it lived up in Ventura. And one time I was up there, and I was sitting on the couch and I was working on whatever project I was working on. And they all got up and went in the dining room, and I was still stitching on my project, and they're like, "Come on, Laurel, we're having cake." And I was like, "We're having cake? Whose birthday is it?" And I got up and I went in the dining room. Oh, it's mine. The cake said, "Happy birthday, Laurel." It was my birthday. So they got me a gift. And what they got me is they got me my from the Dimensions Gold Collection. And I changed the fabric out on this. This is a piece of 36 count that I, in blue, I don't know which way this goes. I think it goes this way. I don't really know which direction this goes. I did not want to do it on 18 count Aida, so I got a piece of 36 count fabric. I thought she'd look pretty on a sky blue. And I remember struggling with this fabric, and this is why, a large part of the reason why I haven't gone back to this, is I remember struggling with the 36 count. So I'm going to try to finish this. Although, you know, to be honest, I don't know that getting 10 years older, 13 years older has helped with the struggle with 36 count. This piece is probably going to be the first one that I tackle after I finish the sampler and the bird and the maidens. I pulled this piece out recently for the Longest Day sale in Stitch Mania. Back in June, the day of the summer solstice. And I guess they were having a whip-a-thon that day. And I pulled this out, and it was nice to see it. I enjoyed working on it. And so I think this is gonna be the first one that I tackle in the new year. This is Dimensions Gold Collection Petites Amaryllis in Bloom. And I wonder if I can make that better. Well, I don't know if that's going to help. Oh, yeah, I guess that does help. So, there's that. And this one was also the result of a plane trip to Ohio. I remember taking this because I needed something to do on the plane. And there's where I got on it. I just have some of the leaves in. And this is just the Aida that came in the kit. This is only, I think, only one of two whips that I still have on Aida. The other one is not in this challenge, but it's a Janlin kit. It's very rare that I start anything on Aida these days. This piece is a chart that I kind of stole from my mother. I found it and I kind of pilfered it from her. She bought it. Clearly she bought it. I think she liked it. I don't know that I think she told herself she would stitch it. She's never going to stitch it. So I thought, well, I'm going to take it and I'm going to stitch it and I'll surprise her with it. I've had it for 10 years and I haven't finished it. I started it, haven't finished it, and it is the Ohio map by SP Ink. And in case you hadn't guessed already, my mom's from Ohio, so that's why she liked it. She probably bought it when she was in Ohio. And I started this probably like in 2005 or 6. I know that I found it in 2005. Yeah, I think I found it like late in 2005. So I probably started it in 2006. And I stitched on it for a little bit. I wasn't that excited about it. And then I ran into a problem with the chart and the color key. I've since resolved that problem. So I'm going to go back to it and I'm going to finish it. And hopefully I'll be able to give this to her for Christmas next year. this is where I am on it. I just started in the center. It says Columbus. It says Allegheny, and the other half of it is going to say Plateau. And I have a long way to go on this. This is probably going to be at the beginning of the year too, along with Amaryllis and Bloom. I'm probably going to hit this one at the beginning of the year and get it done. So, and that's just on, it's probably on Monaco. It's probably on 28 count Monaco from Joanne. Yeah, it's probably on Monaco. This is a recent start. I started this in February of this year. This is The Bookshelf by Little House Needleworks. Little Yellow House Crafts is a different place. Little Yellow House Crafts is the one that makes the project bags. And she does awesome work. But this is not that. This is Little House Needleworks. So this is The Bookshelf. And that's not it. Huh. I have barely started this. Oh. I have barely started it. All I have done is some of that border in the center. That's all I've done. I frankly found it kind of boring, so I'm hoping when I get back to it and get some words in or get some other parts in, it'll be a little more interesting, because I was really bored with the border. We're almost done, you guys. This project is, I used to belong to the EGA chapter here, and they have, they still do it, I presume. I don't belong to the chapter anymore, but they used to have an event every February called Super Bowl of Stitches, and I think it was held the weekend before Super Bowl or the weekend after Super Bowl. And they would have they would rent the room for the day, and they would have somebody come teach a project, and they'd have a lunch, and they'd have a raffle, and it was a lot of fun. It was an all-day event. And this was one of the projects that they taught. The date on this is 2006, so they probably taught it at the 2007 Super Bowl. And this is called Renaissance, and it's a needle book and a scissor fob and a pin cushion. It's kind of got an Italian theme there, and it's designed by Margaret Bendig, who is a local designer here. She lives down in Orange County. And I have a nasty habit. I participated in several of these Super Bowl events, and I have a nasty habit of stitching on them the day of the event and never touching them again. So, and this is one of those. So, that's where I got on it. I stitched on it while I was at the event. Haven't touched it since. So, this is another one I would like to finish. And last but not least, I started this in 2006. If you watch The Love of the Array, she just finished hers a few months ago. This is the Quaker Game Board by Papillon Creations. I was hoping, this is one of the ones that I was hoping to finish this year, and it clearly isn't going to happen. But it'll probably go early on the list next year. And I am working on the border. So I've gotten a lot of the wording done. Still got some more wording to do here on the right side. Still got some more border to do, and then I can start filling in the middle. So that's probably going to go the first 3 projects next year. Well, the first 3 projects for the challenge starting in October are going to be the Simple Life Sampler, the bird, the hummingbird, and Mains of the Seasons. And then in January, probably the first 3 are going to be Amaryllis in Bloom, the Ohio Map, and Quaker Game Board. And then after that, we'll see. So there are my plans for the WIP challenge. And if you're interested in the challenge, I would encourage you to go check out Melanie's channel and go check out Melanie's group and come join us. It's going to be a lot of fun, and it's going to be a lot of progress on a lot of things that have been collecting dust for a while. So I would encourage you to come check it out. And that's all I have for tonight. So I will see you guys in a couple of weeks for my normal update. Thanks for watching. Bye.